It's been long 13 years since the original La-Mulana released, as a Japanese-only indie title emulating the golden age of MSX games. And ever since then the game grew a huge fanbase, got a fantastic modernized remake and now a crowdfunded sequel. Originally envisioned with a much quicker development cycle, La-Mulana 2 spent 4 curry-filled years in development, and all the passion and effort NIGORO poured into the game is felt throughout. Just as the original, this unassuming indie team title with pixelated visuals is a grand adventure on a scale not often found in big-budget games. And this time the game finally outgrew its classic influences like Maze of Gallias and ditched intentionally outdated mechanics in favor of being a genuinely enjoyable game to play from start to finish. Despite making a lot of things simpler, the game hasn't lost even a bit of the sense of adventure you get when exploring the ancient ruins of long-forgotten civilizations. The game calls itself Archaeological Ruin Exploration Action Game instead of being just a Metroidvania for a reason. You do need to pay attention to all text, character monologues, backgrounds of maps, layout of maps, and little details to solve all the game puzzles that range from covering just the room you're in to being spread across the entire gigantic ruin. Unlike the first game, however, doing so is much easier, with more helpful items available right from the start and with hints being often more clear and better placed. So be sure to record anything that seems important and you will most likely never get stuck. There are countless tiny quality of life improvements apart from that, with mechanics that still feel intentionally restrictive in many ways, but this time this doesn't feel frustrating due to how well designed pretty much everything is around that. There are occasional weird collision issues or some rooms that feel a bit more frustrating than they should be, but otherwise the moves Lumisa has at her disposal feel exactly right to deal with all problems. And solving all those problems still feels incredibly exciting. This time around, the puzzles often strike the perfect balance of being just hard enough at first glance for it to be hard to decipher them accidentally, yet easy and quick enough to solve when you gather enough clues and can safely deduct the course of action. And same goes for the combat-based problems. When a tough but fun and inventive boss battle goes as planned, but you still end up with little health left and you want to jump and joy alongside with the character. The visuals, the music, the sound effects all feel a level above what remake of the original was going for as well, with catchy memorable tunes not getting boring after dozens of hours you will most likely spend unmasking all of the secrets of Eglana. Though it seems some secrets will remain masked, at least for now, as some of the elements of the game seem to hint at things that were cut or unfinished during the development. It's never a problem, but there are a few instances where it's clear that some event in a specific place was planned to happen or an item was planned to exist, but they don't and the game just moves past that. Perhaps those will be completely removed with patches, or perhaps instead added, as even now the game patches sometimes introduce rather big rebalancing changes and even a few puzzle tweaks. Some rare glitches remain for now, but none of them, except for one, can even temporarily block progress, and one that's present is thankfully very easy to fix. I do wish more balancing was made for some of the boss fights, however, as right now several of them feel more based on luck than on good planning, despite the fact that boss patterns are never completely randomized in the game. One fight in particular is less dangerous in terms of running out of health and is more about constant danger of instant death, while a few others seem to give the boss a bit too much health to be fun. And some of the elements from the original game and remake that were disliked still remain, even if they are much, and I mean much, reduced. It's still likely you will need to grind money a bit to progress in one area, there are still a few puzzles that are a bit too obscure and a few areas that seem unapproachable at first, even though the game wants you to play them. Additionally, be sure to talk to all NPCs a few times after you've talked to them and some events happened, as sometimes progress can be locked behind that, which isn't always clear in the game. But overall, La-Mulana 2 is absolutely amazing. I was in love with the remake of the original despite using walkthroughs and hints many times to complete it, because while being great, that game simply relied on outdated game design decisions too much, and because of that it was harder to recommend it to people. But La-Mulana 2 is very easy to recommend. It's easier to get into, it's easier to enjoy, it's a unique blend of exploration, action adventuring and puzzle solving, and it's a whole lot of fun to play.